Hello and welcome to the infamous Minsk. This is a video. Kaizo 5's favourite ship of the whole game. And I do believe he's still got it after he finished it for his Ken. Have you still got it?
I've still got my Minsk. I've got no intentions of playing it again. I detest this ship with a passion. How it's got plus points, I don't know. Sure shot and fast, yeah, I can get that, but not really helping it much. Exposed, and that's one of its starts or its failings.
Concealment.
Yeah, concealment's appalling on the ship. I like your camo, by the way.
This is 75th anniversary of VE Day camo, which you needed to purchase.
Yeah, I like it. It's quite nice, that.
It's very nice.
The Minsk, named after the Belarusian city, main capital, Minsk, the actual place, is a Leningrad-class destroyer. Fought in the Second World War, mostly bombarding Finland from all accounts, with its said ship, the Leningrad. Eventually took part in bombarding on its own before it got damaged in a storm, which put it out of action for a year and a half. After the war, it was used mainly as a training ship and then a target ship in 1958, where it was sunk.
Best suited.
Yeah, bottom at sea.
Yeah.
But looking at its stuff, are you actually going to buy any of these?
I must say that I have completed the Minsk, and the first thing I did was take everything off.
Yeah, I can't blame you because you've got no intentions of using it again. And I take it you went with targeting for the first one. None of these really going to help you much. Propulsion's decent, but it's a fast ship anyway, so you normally want to be playing this at full tilt. Steering's another option you could have used. You've gone with steering on this one, or you've gone concealment?
No, don't actually buy
I know
them.
you don't, but did you?
Yes, I went concealment.
You've got to go with concealment because this is just, it's like a cruiser basically when it comes to concealment.
Well, the commander's positive is AP.
Yeah.
Penetration.
Yeah, which says a lot. I mean, this is a destroyer at tier 6 with 4 kilometre fully upgraded torpedoes. The same you've had all the way through, to be fair. It's no different. But at tier 6, it kind of falls down at 4 kilometres. You're running into tier 7 ships. You're running into tier 6 ships even, which have got radars and sonars. And you just can't get close to them anyway. Your battleships at tier 7 stop really out at the back of the map in open water. So you can't really get a surprise run at them and come at them from any kind of angle. The Minsk without getting absolutely rinsed. The fact that it's got poor concealment, as well as the fact that its torpedoes don't go very far. It's a big, massive ship as well, so it's not hard to miss, or hard to hit, sorry, when someone's shooting at it. It just all adds up to just a really hard, tough ship to try and get anything out of.
It's one of those ships where you learn the hard way.
Big time. Big time.
There's a big learning curve, isn't there?
Yeah. I just don't understand. I mean, the Leningrad, its sister ship, its like flagship or its class, is a premium on the game. I love my Leningrad. One of my favourite tier 6 destroyers. 8 kilometre torps on it. Gun rotation's poor as well, the same as on the Minsk, but it's very usable ship. Fantastic. I mean, the Russian commander as well has got that nice perk where you know the location. You can use that as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I use that. I mean, the torpedoes do a lot of damage, like 15,000 damage, but 4 kilometres. Look at the speed as well. If one of these things gets within 4 kilometres here, you're in trouble. You're in massive trouble.
If you're in a battleship, yeah.
Yeah, speed boost, you only get 2 as well. You only get 2 smoke screens, and they do last a while, but they take forever to reload. You can see that the reload time on it, you're talking 4 minutes.
Wow.
4-minute reload.
But you can have decent games in this, but
situational.
Remember it's tier 6 and it's took you a while to get up there.
Yeah.
So
Podvyosky at 5, he's got the same 4 kilometres torps, but you've got ships that are more prone to pushing on in the game. They're more prone to getting across the map and using the islands for cover and sailing through the islands, which is when you can absolutely use it to its fullest. The Minsk, on the other hand, comes up against your Wichitas, your Clevelands, your Baltimores, your Belfasts. They've got sonar at tier 6 and 7, and you can't get within 10 kilometres of them. You cannot get within 10 kilometres of them, or you're just going to get rinsed. You can't get anywhere near those battleships at the back of the map. And the battleships at the back of the map are in open water, which with your poor concealment is going to spot you coming at the maximum distance. They're going to have at least 2 or 3 kilometres to shoot you before you can even get your torpedoes off and in range. And if they start backing up, then that range is increased even more. You've got to get within 3 kilometres to get your torps off to make sure that it still hits them within 4.
the problem is you've got to go pretty side on as well, don't you?
Yeah, big time. Your guns, yeah, they're both decent. They do a fair bit of damage, but I can't honestly say in a knife fight, this is if I run into a Minsk, Benson's going to rinse it. Benson's going to absolutely shred it. Even an Icarus, a tier 5 British destroyer, is going to cause you problems.
Anything with superior turning turrets will smash you.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is turn and you've lost your
This
guns,
is usually you see the Grim Yashi. It's not quite as bad as the Grim Yashi at tier 4, where the turrets, but it is very similar, where you turn your ship like you have to in a destroyer to dodge shots and stuff like that, and your guns can't keep up with the turn.
Yeah.
And you're in trouble. It's just a massive problem. It's a huge target as well for other destroyers to hit. It's fast. That's what it's got going for it. I mean, look at them 130mm guns. They're not small. 10.4 range, 5-second reload. So they're half decent. The torpedoes were already mentioned. They do a lot of damage. They're very fast. Detectable range is half decent as well at 1.4. The reload's quite excessive at 101 seconds. But the range kills them. It just kills them. It kills the ship. If this had 7-kilometer range torpedoes, it wouldn't make it OP. It would not make it OP. It'd just make it just like any other destroyer at its tier. It's already down on its concealment. And then look at the concealment. 6.1, and you've got perks on that. 6.1.
We'll see my commander in a minute.
I liken it to the French. It's designed it. Apparently, the Russians looked at the French destroyers, the Leningrad-class destroyers, and that's what the Minsk is designed on. The Leningrad-class destroyers are designed around the French destroyers. So I can see where the size and the concealment comes from, but they can use the speed boost. Like you've used that as you build, don't you?
Don't forget, I haven't got my concealment bolt on, which cost 2 mil. Yeah. I took it off.
I mean, what have you got your Ashio down to, or your Akatsuki?
I think it's about 4.2.
4.2, and that's at 6.1. So he's got 2 kilometres to sail around near you, spotting you, without even shooting you, just lighting you up.
He doesn't even need to do anything, just spot me,
isn't he? Yeah, he don't need, and he can torp you, and you still won't even know where he is or where they're coming from.
See, look, my Anton build uses the Biscuit commander, which is well known for concealment.
You're using concealment perks as well to get it to 6.1.
We're talking 5.1 on Bay, and 4.75 on Biscuit.
So without them, if you haven't got commanders and you get the first time you've got a lowly rank commander and you get to the 6th of Minsk, you're in massive problems.
No. But what I was going to say before was, if you've got tier 6 in your mints, right, then you're doing well because you've gone through all the tech line and you know how to play your Russian destroyer. Yeah. You are pretty skilled.
Yeah.
You need to be.
I don't think you'd have had fun, and I think you're in for even more pain. It gradually gets worse as you go through. The 4-kilometer range becomes more and more of an issue the higher you go up. Because, like I say, you get your radars and your sonars and your cruisers more at tier 6 and 7 that you're going to run into it.
The battleships have got sonar as well.
Yeah, Odin, that's kicking out sonar. You're in massive problems. You think if you've got to get Tirpitz and Odin, you've got to get him within 4 kilometres of him to get your torps off.
And don't forget, right, when you start a game, you look at what's on the other team, don't you?
Yeah.
And if you're on an island map and you see a Minsk on the other team, what won't you do? You won't go near the islands, will you?
It's just like that. You mentioned it before. You touched on it. If you can't knife fight with other destroyers. They can literally do what you said. They can spot you and they can stop at a comfortable range where they're not going to get detected and just light you up for the rest of the team to destroy. And you're so big. It's easy for cruisers and even battleships at range to hit you. It's not like you're tiny. It's a really hard ship to... You've really got to pigeonhole. You've got to have the exact perfect storm of a red team and a green-blue team, when you want to talk about it, to fall into play on a map for you to have a good game in the Minsk. Any other situation, any single one element goes awry, you're dead.
Well, like poor team, you're dead.
You're dead. In Minsk, you've got a lot of destroyers against you. You're dead.
You're dead. Wrong map. You're dead.
Yeah, it's so many drawbacks to this ship. You can't knife fight in it. Your cruisers are going to spot you before you can get your torps off, so you forget about that. Yes, you can do guns and your damage and your thing, but they're going to return fire as well. And it's not like the guns, like we've said, it's not like, wow, if you start shooting at me, I'm in trouble. Yes, you can Citadel with AP rounds quite regular in them, but they're going to turn around and rinse you just as fast.
You can't deliver more than what they can, and you need to, don't you?
I mean, this is one of its plus points, which can get it into trouble.
Speed.
Yeah. You can think, I can race to that cap circle and I can start capping it. They're going to know you're in there. They're going to spot you before you spot them. Definitely. 100%. Even the tier 5 destroyers are going to spot you before you spot them. You've just got no fear factor. If you get a Minsk spotted, you're on a battleship and you're 8 kilometres away, it's party time. You know he's not touching you. He cannot touch you. You ain't even got to worry about his torpedoes.
I know, but look at my concealment circle, man. It's nowhere near anything.
No.
But look at my torque range. It's
awful.
Nowhere near anything.
It's awful. I mean, look at that Fubiki. You've done well there to spot him at that range, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the guns. They're doing okay. I would hardly say look at the guns trying to keep up. The traverse is just not there, is it?
I'm trying not to turn.
Well, you can't. As soon as you turn, your guns are not on him, are they?
That's right. I mean, that's what I'm trying. That's why I'm giving him my full side.
Yeah. Look, you turned again. You've had to stop turning to get your guns on. This is what I'm talking about with this. You are doing no knife fighting in a Minsk. You can't go torping things because your range is poor. Your modules get knocked out. We've just seen there. You've lost your engine, but you've got your perk on, your legendary perk on your commander, so you can keep going. I just don't know what the Minsk job is. I don't know where it fits into any kind of a battle. I mean, that tier 5 Japanese thing going toe-to-toe with guns, and he's doing a good job of rinsing you. He's got a lot of hit points. That's another plus point. I forgot to mention it has got a fair bit for a destroyer, but it's not really helping.
It needs them.
Yeah, it does.
Fubiki has got smashers of guns, hasn't it? It smashes.
Yeah.
But the Minsk has got more guns. Oh, someone ninjaed him, man.
It is, man.
No, Shani.
Yeah.
I use that Shani quite well now. To be fair. I use him as a distraction.
To be fair, you've got that one rarity you get, a Shana's player pushing forward as a top tier ship. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So make the most of it. It's not a bad map for it. This is one of the maps the Minsk can actually take advantage of, where the bases are all surrounded by islands, so you can get up close and personal at the limit of your detectable range, if that makes sense.
The problem is, you get a battleship player who doesn't want to engage the map, and he stays outside.
Yeah, you're done. Your job as a Minsk is done. You can light him up, but that's all. Any other destroyer in your class can actually engage with him. You can't.
I started using this as like laying down fire with the guns, which does work, but it's very slow.
Yeah. And like it's just saying that, and it's like, look, the armour's not stand up. It's not like it's an armoured behemoth. Well, it's like the French destroyers that it's based on, but it hasn't got any of the plus points. I know the French haven't got smoke, but it's got torpedoes that it can run. Not the massive range on them, but it's got far more range than you've got. And it's also got that added advantage of speed boost, like say for the added concealment, but the reload booster on the guns. So if it wants to start shredding, if it runs into something, it can use the reload booster and actually start ripping through things. I mean, that is the power of the torpedoes. If you can get up close and personal with a battleship, then torpedoes are deadly. You're not dodging.
I mean, you've got a nice spread, and the amount of torpedoes is very good.
Brilliant.
Very good.
That's just the range. The range is a massive drawback. If it were just 6, even if you made it 6 kilometres, it wouldn't be like, oh, now it's a Minsk game, we're going to get rinsed by it. It wouldn't make it OP at all. It just make it just playable.
But I think I was saying before that if you see a Minsk in your game, you just dismiss it, don't you?
Yeah, you're not worried about it in any form. And that's in any... I cannot think of a ship on this game, unless I run another Minsk, where I'm worried about a Minsk. If I'm in my Fletcher, I'm rubbing my hands together. If I'm in my Benson, I'm rubbing my hands together. Icarus, Lightning, you're rubbing your hands together. He's not... Even, to be fair, even that Fubiki, even if I were in a Japanese destroyer, I would not be scared of a Minsk. I am not scared of him. At all.
He's got nothing to be
I am not scared of a Minsk. I'm looking for him. If anything, I am looking for him. Because I can get him in his detectable range and he still can't talk me.
If I was in the Italian tier 6 cruiser and I saw Minsk on the game, I think I can get something.
Yeah, something less potent than myself again. Knowing bad, like he'd probably sizzle me about 3 times and kill me.
Before he actually got to me.
That means I don't see a role for it. I don't know if there's somebody out there who can enlighten us on the comments how you get the best out of this. Like we mentioned Phil before in the video, he sort of got on with his Minsk for starters and he started to detest the thing when he realised just how bad it were. You go on suicide runs, that's what I find you end up doing at Minsk, where you make that one dash where you close that distance where you're getting shot at a destroyer, you use your speed, you use your fast torpedoes and you finish not a destroyer, a battleship, you finish that battleship off and then you've got to rely on no other ship being around to spot you when you've gone on that run, so you've really got to single out a target and you've got to be close to an island so you can get at him quickly without him seeing where you're coming from. And how often does that happen?
Rarely.
I mean, your Japanese destroyer, your Ashitaki, your Ashio tier 6, you're racking up regular 100,000 plus games.
Even in your Jarvis at tier 6.
Regular.
Even in your biscuit.
I mean, the Minsk is so situational.
Even in your Benson.
Every other tier 6, I can't think of another tier 6 destroyer where you think, oh no, I've got to take this out, I've got to finish this, go grind this out at tier 7. And thank God the Tashkent gets more torp range at tier 7.
Don't forget, there is an actual alternative destroyer line in the Russian. We've not seen it yet. Hopefully we will see it, because
They've
Legends...
got all 4 kilometre torps as well.
No, they've got 8, I think. Or there might be
That's what I
7.
can't understand, because all the premiums have got 8 kilometre torps. Your Grimyashi, tier 4, is 8. Your Leningrad is 8.
It's the lulling into false sense of security.
Yeah, even your cruisers, your high tier cruisers, have got 8.
Wow, yeah.
So I don't understand why destroyers can't have 8. I don't get it. It's not like they're not out there. It's not like Russians didn't design torpedoes to go that far. This, like I said, the Leningrad's a tier 6 premium.
It might be due to balance, because if you play your Russian battleships, they are quite good.
Oh, slightly.
And if you play your Russian cruisers, which people don't really get on with, but they are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They are pretty good. So you've got to have a downfall, you've got to have a negative.
Optimism here.
I'm seeing where he's going.
That's basically all you do. That's basically what torpedoes are for on Russian stuff after, just to see which way they're heading.
Directional, isn't it?
Yeah, just to see which way they're heading. Like I say, if he comes near that island, you've got a chance. If he doesn't, then
he doesn't.
Yeah, he heads into open water. You've got that. That's. I mean, if you go for a ship and he turns and start heading to open water, and you're chasing after him, it's game over. It's absolutely game over for Minsk.
It's a shame, really, because, like you say, you've got no role. You can capture the bases, but you're not going to do anything else because you can't get close to anything.
I mean, the guns. That's what I'm saying. Short shot. I'd like the guns, but look, it's not exactly fire starting.
No.
It's not exactly worrying that PE, is it? You've got one going there, fire.
Don't forget, we've got, if people do actually get the Rumble Commander, the transformer one, it will increase your firing range, which
I
is
believe they are
quite good.
Substantially higher on PC version. I think they're shorter on the console for some reason. But it's like that, I'd be papping myself now.
Luckily, we've got the diversion of the battleship.
Even that, if I were full health and that half health Benson come around that corner, I wouldn't fancy my chances.
But I'm sitting in smoke, man. I've got my smoke screen. I've got my meat shield. I'm not even sure what ship it is. I'm sorted.
Look at the slowness of your traverse and your guns. And you're not, even when you hit him, you're hardly doing it.
That's why I'm backing up slowly. So
look at the traverse. This is my point. This is why it's not a knife fighter. It's such an hard ship to play.
I'm not moving.
No.
I'm just slowly turning my ship.
There you go. We've finally got some guns on it. Let's see if what a full what salvo can do. You're pitter-pattering at him. And you know for a fact, if that's the other way around, that Benson's fripping shot.
I think if he could see me and that battleship wasn't to his left, then I would be his main focus. Which I'll become his main focus in a second.
Because you still ain't killed him. You're hitting him, but you still ain't killed him, have you?
He's surviving, Mark, considering I'm like every shot.
Oh no, he started up on you.
Yeah.
Oh, if you got siders on there, broadside. Oh, you got lucky there. And again, you lost another module. Oh, you lost your engine when he was shooting at front of you. That was quite impressive as well.
It's got magic shells.
So,
Rico shade in the middle.
You're out now. That's another thing that the Minsk hasn't got.
What's that?
Consumables. It's not blessed with masses of consumables. I don't think you can have. I don't think there's any point else when you've got a 4-minute reload on your smoke screen anyway and having any more.
Yeah.
You have to use it straight away to get the use of all free.
It's not the best bonus in the world, actually.
So again, here you go. This is what I'm talking about. This is when you can single out a battleship and you go on kind of like a death run. And you just got to get lucky here. The fact that he's not going to he's not going to smash you with his guns. Luckily, it's a Fuso.
Oh, don't speak so soon.
There you go. I mean, that's what happens in this. And I'll call it a death run. And you do it a lot, it means, don't you?
It's a game finisher, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when them torpedoes are that fast, it's very hard to get off a predictive line, even at that range. But
there is a Fuso, don't you?
Yeah. 4, he nearly did as well, didn't he?
He got 4. He sucked in 4.
I mean, that's a lot of damage for a Minsk game, 103 per hour.
He wasn't full health, so if he was full health, he would have got away with that.
I mean, that is one thing I will say about Minsk. If I'm in a battleship and one sneaks up on me, I'm dead. I know I'm dead. I know if he's got within like 3 kilometres of me, I am gone. Them torps are travelling that fast, they're that nicely spread apart, and they do that much damage. I am not getting away with this.
I mean, we've played the Hotnik, haven't we? Tier 4.
Yeah, the reverb ship, as I like to call it.
And that's like, if one of those gets in range,
ridiculous.
you
It's
is
got 12
gone,
torpedoes.
aren't you? Yeah, gone.
Fucking 12 torpedoes that reloaded every 40 seconds. The Hartnick's ridiculous. But it works at tier 4 kilometre range because
Yeah,
players are a
stuff-
lot more active. They get across the map, they come around islands, they're pushing things. It just doesn't happen at Islay. That's your problem.
Ships are moving, aren't they? That's the thing.
I mean, you've had it in this game. Luckily, you've had ships pushing all the way across the map. They're going into cap circles. That's not a general trait you're going to get from tier 7 battleships.
Do you think the Mints will have a better place in the game if we get aircraft carriers?
No,
Why?
because it's in Minsk. I can't think of what could help a Minsk out.
But your planes that will be bombing and rocketing and torpedoing will be distracting targets.
Yeah, but I've just got a funny feeling, though, that they're not going to sit behind islands, which is the main Minsk trait of getting snuck up on things. Things are going to be darting around and rushing around and sticking in open water where they can manoeuvre about, which is going to make it worse for the Minsk.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it is.
So I think the Minsk is like,
It's dead in war. It is, for me, the Russian destroyer line is one of the worst lines on the game. Only surpassed recently, and I can say this honestly, by the Italian cruiser line. I would still rather play the Russian destroyers than the Italian cruisers, and that's saying something.
I can somewhat agree with that because
At least the Minsk, you can, in situations, you can actually do something. I've not found one yet where Italian cruisers are actually useful or can actually do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
even though you've done 100,000 damage game there.
you know, normally when you're in your, say, tier 4 cruiser, say pick the Emerald or the Marblehead, and you're having a game in tier 4 and you're smashing, you're not really too bothered about other tier 4 cruisers.
Yeah.
But when you're in the tier 4 or tier
Monte
3 Italian
call
one,
it, yeah.
you see an Emerald or a Marblehead and you think, oh my god, I'm dead. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
It's ridiculous. And that means 15-second reload's just immense on guns. You've got like, what's reload on a Marblehead or Omer? It's
About
just,
6 seconds.
yeah, he's spewing out like 3 volleys. And this is the best bit. The shells do more damage. The shells do more damage and they fire 3 times faster. You've got no chance. And it's, you've got torpedoes. So have they, and they're more effective.
You're more likely to get citadelled as well, aren't you? If you citadel them, I've got 27,000 hit points. You've just took 3 off me.
Yeah.
It's like they citadel you. It's like I just took 10,000 off you.
So, I mean,
But yeah,
it's-
gone.
They've got smoke, and that's literally all they can say about the Thailand cruisers. I mean, that's one thing I will say about the Minsk. The smoke screens last a while. The deployment time's quite good. So if you do get in that situation where you can sit in smoke, but then it's always a gamble, isn't it? You said so yourself. Sitting in smoke, especially for a long time, especially when you're shooting at things as well. Things generally tend to figure out where it's coming from, and you get torped. And you're big. You're a big target as well.
I found because you do sit in your smoke and you do fire a lot, it's quite comparable to the American destroyers. But the
Smoke screen wise.
firing in the smoke, yeah. But that's the only comparison I've really got to any other destroyer because, like, your concealment's pants.
It's just another drawback I forgot to mention is with its size, knife fighting with other destroyers is not always problematic with the guns. It's also problematic with getting torped. This is near enough cruiser-sized destroyer. It's long, and it's not the most agile either. With its speed as well, it's the only thing it's got going for it. Dodging torpedoes fired at close range is not easy. Not easy at all.
I'll be interested to see what the other line brings if they do bring in the other destroyer line.
If it's got longer range torps, you will not see any of this line being played again.
I hope they do because Legends does mirror PC quite a lot. So realistically, it would be nice to see that. Plus, it'll encourage people to play Russian destroyers, but not this line. It'll be the new line if there's one.
So you can see there, it's racks up a fair bit of damage. Nearly 100 hits you got there with your guns. 7 torps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a way to play it.
Yeah.
6 fires. We finished top.
Yeah, it's just that map. That map suits the Minsk, and it's one of the few that does. When you get one of the more open water maps, you're in trouble.
It's game over.
And it's the same again. When you get the non-domination game mode,
yeah.
you're in trouble again.
Yeah, I mean, you can use your concealment. I was going to say use your concealment to cap, but there's too many tier 7 battleships next to the cap, isn't there? So you can't even do that. Yeah. But anyway, Kaizo 5, let's call that a wrap on the Minsk. I think people have suffered enough trying to figure out how to play it. We've given them a slight bit of insight. And that's it, Killers 05, and later.